Hi everyone. Sorry this is really quick, but I just got off a night shift, so bear with me here. Um, so for grammar rule number 3, I wanted to share the rule between then and versus than. This has been a very big struggle with me personally because I do this all the time, and especially when I'm typing in Word, it autocorrects me every single time. So then versus than, I'm going to start with then. Then is actually an adverb, so it's often used to basically explain time. It can mean next or at that time, in addition to, in that case. It means it's associated with time. A couple examples I have. You wake up in the morning and then have breakfast. So time, first you do this, then you do this. So that would make sense. Another example would be if I wake up late, then you might have to skip breakfast. Same concept, it has to deal with time, so that would actually make sense. We ate and then we went to the movies. Again, first and then second, so it has to deal with time. I wanted breakfast, but was not a good time. Again, time, exactly. So you know you're doing it right. One more example. Movies were a lot cheaper back then. Again, then being the time, movies were cheaper at that time. Then you're going to use the word than. Than is a conjunction which is mainly used as a way of comparing something to something else. There are some examples I have. So my breakfast is better than yours. So you're comparing your breakfast versus their breakfast. Another example would be like, I am taller than my mother. So me in comparison to my mother. I make breakfast differently than you do. You versus they. So again, you're comparing them too. Last example I have for than is DVDs are more expensive than video cassettes. Yes, these are some examples I found online. But you can see you're comparing the DVDs to video cassettes. So again, then is explaining time, and than is comparing, making comparisons. There's some common mistakes. I am very, very guilty of this. Some common mistakes I found. For example, I'll use this in a sentence. He has less than I have. Why that's incorrect is it should be than, because you're comparing what he has to what you have. But in this example, the common mistake is you want to put then instead of than. Then meaning time, which obviously he has less than I have doesn't make sense if you're associating it with time. Another example that was very common mistakes that I found online was I would rather eat than sleep. I'm actually very guilty about doing this also. It sounds good when you're typing it out and then it autocorrects you and you're like, why is this wrong? So I would rather eat than sleep. Then is time. So you're comparing eat to sleep. So time wouldn't make sense necessarily in that. But you are comparing the two. So again, comparison means than. I know some people think it's extremely easy rule to remember, others not so much. I'm one of those that it's going to take a second for me to register why then is used over than. It's a simple letter that will confuse you, but in the end, that is exactly why it's a common grammar mistake. Again, when you think of then, think of time or next or at that time, in addition to. Again, it's all associated with time. Than, again, is a conjunction, so it's used in comparisons. I will make sure to write all of this down and put it under this video, but if there's something that I'm missing, please let me know. Thank you very much.